My name is Theresa Ann Sauer Lassiter, also known as Mama T and the woman in the middle. I'm 61 years old and I'm a native of St. Petersburg. I'm blessed to have 4 children, 3 girls and 1 boy.
Mm-hmm. And you've been in St. Pete all your life?
I'm a native.
Okay. And how many sisters and brothers?
I had 8, and I lost Dr. Barbara Johnson, Milvy Bryant, and in January I lost my Rosie Jr., Gloria Bryant, who was an instructor at Johns Hopkins Middle School for over 30-some years. Okay. I lost my brother Kent Morgan, who owned Sunny Sky and Sons, and he actually used to clean and detail places in the city buildings and the golf courses and all.
Okay, so how many remaining?
So it's just 5 of us now.
What one area, above all else, would be your unique focus while in office?
I'm going to champion correcting the injustices to the youth and the elderly.
Okay, such as what, for example? Injustices?
I think it's sad that when you talk about the elderly, the only places a few of them can go is either Enoch Davis Center or the Sunshine Center. That doesn't get it for me. When the city sent me to do Weed and Seed for a year, I got an opportunity to go to Kansas City. It was a church there. This church built, I would say, like a dormitory, housing for the elderly. They could live there, they could eat there. The women had a sewing room, they could play cards, they had a bingo room, they had a room where the guys could just chill all by themselves. Then they had a room where if people wanted to go in and worship and have little mini services where different organizations or groups came to them, they could. I still have pictures at home of all those pictures that I took when I traveled with Weed and Seed. And as much as I keep hearing about the CDBG dollars, the social funds that's supposed to be available, I'm not seeing it spent in my community or for my people. I think the elderly are the most overlooked people, and I've helped a lot of them. I went one time to Mayor Baker when he was in office, and he came and he saw what the lady needed, and he made sure that the city gave her a wheelchair ramp. Mr. Mike Fee, his house was just all in shambles and everything. Over the years, I've been able to reach out and be a help to the elderly. And when you see them, they're humble, they're quiet, and then some of them are full of pride. So they're not just going to say that they're needy. But then sometimes they're struggling to eat. They're struggling to pay, get their medicines. And then sometimes they struggle to pay their water bill. They don't even know about the services. I started the Law Fest workshop and community fair, and I shall never forget the last one at the Midtown Center. It was a little elderly lady came, and we had the property appraiser there. And she looked at the lady. This lady had been paying taxes when it should have been 0. But she didn't know about the various exemptions that was there for her. That type of stuff. We had another young lady, I won't call her name, but she had been paying $900 a year, too much in taxes. Okay? Knowledge is power with me. The more I educate myself, the better I have been able to serve my community. But I think that a lot of the programs and the agencies out here, they need to be held accountable, and they're not doing what they need to do. I plan to change that.
Okay.
What specific one policy, program, or investment would you champion and try to get done in your first year?
Jobs, and then also include, we need to bring that minority construction thing back. With all the construction, that would be my biggest thing. Because it grieves me to ride all downtown and see all of these high-rises and all these things being built. And then I look and I actually count and see how many African Americans have it. Then what I'm appalled at, we have people that can do the work, But all they need is like assistance from the greenhouse and everything so that they can do the paperwork, so that they can compete with these other white businesses and businesses from across the water and everywhere. That would be my number one thing.
Okay.
To make that level, that playing field level and fair for all. Because right now, they talk a good talk, but they're not doing anything. Nothing has happened.
How will you build relationships and bridges between downtown and midtown?
I think that in order to do it, we got to repair the breach. We need to move the CRA boundaries back to 5th Avenue South. We need to make sure that the dome of the white elephant, I call it, is included, because the city has to recognize they displaced and destroyed a whole group of people. Okay, and I think we need to deal with that first. Then what we need to get the downtown to understand is that for years they have profited off of money in the name of black people and a poor community, and they got to give back. They got to step up and give back.
Okay.
Okay, can you expound on how the downtown has profited?
Okay. I don't know if you can remember history, but go back, and it was during the time when the late David Welch and Ernest Filiu and Larry Williams and Jamie Bennett, all of them was on council. Leslie Coran was one of those people there, okay? Right after that, Leslie decided to open a gallery, okay? We already had Central Avenue. Then Jeff Danner came along, and then it's like him and Leslie became a team to work everything. When they first created the dog parks, he received the first dog park, okay? Then the next thing you did, they went from Central Avenue to Grand Central Avenue to Greater Grand Central Avenue to Central Avenue tomorrow. If you ride down Central now from Beach Drive all the way down to the beach, it is a new creation, okay? My concern is they're getting money from the in-town development already. Then they've got a host of grants. They've invented grants. They've had Susie Ahawk them write grants just for that area. So they're already getting money. They're already been funded. By having the boundaries to the CRA all the way to 1st Avenue North, what that is going to do is give them the opportunity to apply for dollars that should go for the south side. They've been overlooked long enough.
Which mayoral candidate will you vote for? Or, if mayoral candidate, which District 6 candidate will you vote for?
I'm going with Maria Scruggs.
Maria, okay.
Okay. And why?
Okay. I have a problem that Bean and the little lady that nurse done put in and trying to push through, and all the other ones, they haven't been here. I've served this community for 25 years. I've been everywhere doing everything. And it sort of offends me that people know nothing about my community.
Excuse me.
Nothing about the people, but because they bought a home and they trying to do a takeover, that they want to make decisions for me when I'm a native, when I have worked my behind off for 25 years, when I have worked with every mayor from Fisher on back, when I worked with all the police chiefs, when I worked with the fire department. Large, I love him to death. I fought for the unions. And then these people want to come and tell us what we need in our communion, and they don't even know me. And what really gets me, I hate when election time comes, because they find out, you need to talk to Mama T. Where were you when I was standing out there the other week when that 42-year-old man got killed? You know, where were you when I was having the Law Fest workshop and the community fair? That would have been a nice time to come and meet me. Don't just show up in my face when you're running for office. I'm going with Maria. While I don't agree with everything, and sometimes I wish she would calm down, you know, because she gets hyper and she's gonna tell it like it is. But she's intelligent. She knows the issues. She's lived here, and I think she cares.
Which current council member do you respect most and why?
It's a toss-up between two.
Okay, you can name two.
It would be
And then tell
Amy
us why.
Foster
Okay.
and Steve Cornell.
Okay.
Okay, and why?
Amy has a heart for children. Amy's going to ask the tough questions, which a lot of them at City Council, like Lisa Willie Brown, she has totally disappointed me.
Why so, Mama T?
She has nothing of substance to say. She's a go along, get along girl. She votes and whatever they want. I never hear her speak from her heart or from passion about something about her community. She don't speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was gonna, you know, be a battling board. I mean, she does nothing but vote yes, say yes, thank you, but she doesn't ask any of the hard questions.
And what? How did you feel about Wingate in terms of his service to the city?
When we started, Wingate was good, and I love his passion. But you got to be able to listen, and Wingate likes that ability. Then he's always right, and then he don't let you get a word in edgewise.
Mm.
And then because I challenged him, because he went around quoting that he was the savior for the youth program, and that was so far from the truth, you know, I just called him out. It was when Jamie Bennett was on that they had decreased the thing to 0 for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I went down there and raised sand. Bill Foster was the council chair then. He got them to put in $20,000. It was Theresa Jones, an employee for the city, that went and hooked up with Kathy Castor,
Right.
and was able to bring that $250.
You're talking about when Baker was in office, not
when
Foster.
Baker was,
right.
but Baker at that time, that was Baker's last term, and then that's when Theresa got the money. Then when Bill came in, he hit the same thing Obama did, the reception, but he still was able to maintain. Wingate was instrumental and the leader as far as getting the after school program for the kids to work and everything like that. But the way that he paints the story, he did it all. And that's not true.
Okay, so Amy Foster, because of her passion and commitment to the issues of youth, and Steve Cornell,
because
why?
he cares about the kids. But then remember when the BP money came down? Okay, Steve, most of council probably thought that Steve was saying give the money up because of the sewer problem. That wasn't it, just because of his area. That man recognized that sewer is a big issue. We need clean water. We don't need our babies in bad water, elderly in bad water. Even me, with all the health issues I got, I'm afraid to drink cold water. I have to keep bottled water. Sometimes I'm skeptical about taking a shower. Especially when we, like that other week when we had that storm and whatever happened out there. Steve was really fighting for everybody. Just because it happened to be in his area, that was of no consequence to him. He was looking at the greater good. And that's one thing I like about him. One other thing I like, and I have to respect him, when they passed the homosexual or LBG, whatever they did, and waved the flag and all of that, I spoke out. And I've been still getting bashed as late as last night for that. But it is what it is. I stand on my conviction and what I believe the Word of God tells me. But one thing about Steve, we were able to sit down and talk. He understood my point of view. I understood his. We chose to disagree. But it didn't stop us from communicating. You understand? I can respect a man like that.
Okay.
So what are your issues with the LGBT community?
Because I'm a born-again Christian. My Bible says that homosexuality is an abomination in the eyesight of God. Over in Romans, the 1st chapter, it talks about the vile affections. So I really struggled with that for a while because I'm going to just keep it real. I have a daughter that lives in Colorado. Our relationship has been strained for the last 10 years thanks to Darden Rice. Darden Rice reached out to my daughter through the technology, shared with her that me and her worked on different boards and was doing so much in the community. And this one night that my daughter Knowledge called me and was telling me about it, I just almost went through the roof. I said, we don't get along. I called her out. So then what that made, where my daughter had got out of the service, came home from a year, went to Colorado, been living, and she called me one night and she said, Mom, remember you asked me, is there something I wanted to tell you? I said, what you talking about? A year ago, girl, you know what's all on my brain? So, and what she did was, she told me, and I told her the devil is a lie. I said, I love you, but I don't love the sin. You wasn't raised like that. So I agreed to disagree with her. So what I do, I pray. I pray. I pray that she would change her heart and her mind. Just like a lot of people. I deal with a lot of homosexuals in this city. But I don't treat them like they're ogre or anything. But it's just one thing that we choose not to discuss. Because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. And so let peace abide. I leave it where it is.
So how old was your daughter when she came out to you?
My daughter was just out of the service. She had to be 22 or something. She hasn't told me the full story of what happened in the Army. But I have my convictions, my thoughts. Something happened because my daughter changed. Even today, my daughter is struggling with a lot of issues. But I pray for her, and I'm just trusting God to fix the situation. But I have a bad taste in my mouth, and the Lord just haven't delivered me yet when it comes to Darden Rice.
So how did Darden Rice know she was a lesbian, and that's why she contacted her?
I was at City Hall, and I'm an open book, and I just was discussing. I wanted to try to go see Kendra. I wanted to surprise her, and I wanted to try to make amends with her, and everything. And I don't know how or who. I want to put Nurse in it because the two of them are in cahoots in everything together, but I can't. But I do know that my daughter called me and said she had received a text from Darden Rice. And Darden had said me and her was working on boards and doing different stuff in the community. And y'all know, me and this lady ain't never did nothing together. You know? And that shouldn't be. And see, that's what's so ugly about this politics. I'm not a politician. I'm a servant. I want to serve more. I'm tired of being around the table. So I'm running for mayor so I can be at the table. Where, you know, I haven't been included. No offense, just I haven't been included in your circles. I've been around. Y'all have invited me graciously to a couple of things. But you all don't take me serious. Y'all see me just like a lot of people say, she's the one that raised sand or go to City Hall. I'm fighting for my people. I say what other people are afraid to say. And I speak truth to power. We pledge allegiance, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. Close your eyes, what you see? I don't see economic development in my city. I don't see affordable housing. You're looking at someone that is, if I wasn't disabled, with all the health issues I got, I wouldn't be on Section 8 disability. I probably would be homeless. Because my disability check is $9,828 a year. Total. $363 in food stamps. $33 a month. Go figure it. But I'm Mama T. I got a nonprofit. I do these events. I know the mayor. I know the sheriff. I'm serving the people. If I'm struggling, and in these people houses I go to every day. The other Friday, do you know I spent from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock helping one young lady. Her water was off. Had been off for 2.5 months. 6 children. Who got a water bill of $465? Her lights was in jeopardy. This is what I do. People getting evicted. That's why I was so pissed off, and I'm just keeping it real today, with the city shutting down Larry Newsom like they did. How could these people be in court and 2 hours later the city done got a paper and done locked that place down? When an eviction normally takes 30 days. I know, because I done dealt with Lassiter too many times, calling him when I was over there on off of 15th Avenue at the apartment, where this girl and her disabled children was being kicked out. And I had to get them some more time. When they shut that whole apartment complex, and Bill Foster was the mayor, and I had them all over there helping them people pack up and move over to the James Center over there. I mean, I'm not new to this. Every area of City Hall, from the first floor, from the basement, the second floor, even the little third floor, where Rick Mustard. I have lived, breathed, and drunk City Hall all my life. I got, Jabbar comes to my house. He can tell you, I got videos, I got budget books all the way back. I'm so stupid. I used to sit down and cut the articles out the Tampa Bay Times from the riots on. And I'm still waiting and hoping. Just like Gabriel, the millionaire that loaned the city $3 million so that they could start the dome. Because, what's his name? Rick Dodge was in coup and made that happen. And then the city had to pay Gabriel back. Everything that they want, they gave him. Okay? Bill Edwards. Everything he's wanted, he's got. My community still looks the same. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. They're getting money from the federal government. Them CDBG dollars are supposed to help the inner city. It's not happening, Lynn. It's not happening at all. And you got all these organizations that want to run down there like Perk and say, oh, we're going to help. We want to do. And I still got homeless guys sitting around nowhere to stay. No, something wrong with that picture.
What is the biggest financial waste you've identified in city government?
I would say the CDBG money.
Okay.
Because they're not allocating it and giving it to the right people. They're still giving it to the same old people that's doing the same old thing. I think it's sad that they don't give more to, like, Pinellas County Opportunity Council, or they don't give more to Pinellas County Urban League. Last year, Christman was able to make sure that 100 children had summer jobs. This year, I was at the little thing they had at St. Pete College, and I spoke to Watson Heyman. I said, you all ready for my babies for the summer? He said, we got everything all done, Mama T. He said, but at the last minute, they say only 35 kids. Well, I got upset in the parking lot. Wingate went and got 15 more kids. So, still, we lost 50 kids working for the summer. That concerns me, because some of our little girls are kind of hot. I don't want them to get pregnant. I don't want them to get in trouble. I don't want them stealing cars. I don't want the little guys stealing cars. I don't want the little guys out there hanging at the park and somebody want them to start being a mule, carrying drugs or something.
Who is your political role model, either living or deceased, local, national, or international? Any level, who's your political role model?
Barack Obama.
Okay,
I love my president.
Okay, and why? Just a quick why.
He's smart. He's a nice drink of water to look at. I love that water. But then what he helped me to do is to be accepting of all people. He was really trying to circle the wagons, I would say, bring all people together, where we will learn to communicate. We may not always agree and see eye to eye, and he would always take the high road. And then he has such a heart for people. I think he's second to that, but I'm first on that. But he came real close, and just his demeanor, his style, and even when the way he was never accepted by Congress,
Mm-hmm.
he still maintained his integrity.
Mm-hmm.
He still showed himself to be the commander-in-chief. So yes, without a doubt,
All right.
Barack Obama.
You gonna do trivia?
Okay, we'll do some quick trivia. Let's do a
Make it
geography
fast.
one. Which has more? I'll ask you two. Which has more African Americans, the city of Tampa or the city of St. Petersburg?
St. Pete.
Okay.
I did my research.
Okay. And in Pinellas County, St. Pete accounts for most of the black people who live in Pinellas County, right? Approximately what percentage of black people in Pinellas County live in St. Petersburg?
I want to say it's about 65% medium. If I'm not, I did my research, but I didn't bring my paperwork. It's 65%.
Okay,
It's over in
right.
that club.
Yeah, you're very close. We're going to give that a correct. The first one you're not correct.
Okay.
There's more black people in Tampa than there are in St. Pete.
Tampa.
The second one you're very close.
Okay.
It's about right now 61, 62 over the past couple of years. It's
Mhm.
varied.